Hello everyone, it's Spotlight Mike. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm doing a battle video for Rome 2 Total War. This battle video is supposed to emulate the Battle of Emesa, which was fought between the Palmyra Empire under Zenobia and the Roman Empire under Aurelian. So there's about 17,000 men on this battlefield. In terms of the Roman army, there's about 5,000 Roman legionaries, accompanied by an elite contingent of Praetorian Guard, only about 1,000 of the Praetorian Guard. Romans have about 1,500 cavalry, split between the Equites Scutari and the Equites Moti. For some reason are going the wrong way. And lastly we have armoured archers down the middle. So altogether the Romans have about, I think, 8,000 troops. In terms of the Palmyra Empire, the forces they have, there are, like with the Romans, we have 5,000 legionaries. They have a smaller elite contingent of the Palace Guard, similar to the Praetorian Guard. There is 2,000 Imperial cataphracts. I love the look of these units. I think it's some of the best looking units in any Total War game. The Palmyrian force did have more cavalry. That is historically accurate, so there's 2,000 cataphracts as opposed to the 1,500 Roman cavalry. And lastly we've got the Hamian archers here, about 1,000 of those. So altogether the Palmyrian force numbers about 9,000, I think. So fairly evenly matched, but the Palmyrians did have more forces in real life, so that is accurate. So I think, without further ado, I'm going to play the battle. So obviously we've got the Roman line stretching away across the battlefield. The Praetorian Guard, not too many units of them, only about 1,000, but they're all in the centre, so solid centre. You've got the Equites Scutari on the right flank and the Promoti on the left flank, ready for flanking. In terms of Palmyrian, they seem to have a contingent of cataphracts on the left flank, more behind the front line, stretching all the way across the battlefield, and some on their right flank as well. But the skirmishers, or the archers, coming up front, and the line is all moving up steadily. Straight away we're seeing some movement from the Palmyrians, so the cataphracts are breaking through the line, and we're about to see some charges as they go into their wedge formation here. Good. First charge happening over here. They go straight in, another one there. More over on this side as well. It's a very powerful shot cavalry, these cataphracts. Expect them to do a lot of damage. So because the cataphracts came straight through the middle, the Romans have now had to pull in their cavalry from the left flank to try and help, which means that the Palmyrian line can now envelop on the Roman left flank. Over on the right flank, I don't think there was that many cataphracts, so the Roman cavalry actually do fairly well here. You see some charges. Then on the left side, the Roman cavalry are now coming round to envelop the cataphracts. Here we go with another. Nice charges there. So over that. Okay. The Cataphracts should beat the Equites in combat, but the Equites do have a bit more numbers. As in, they're only sending in 2 or 3 units to fight one, so it should win. So over here, Cataphracts to deal with. And then if you have a look at the centre, so this should be where the Romans are strongest. They have the Praetorian Guard here. So you see some Praetorian Guards versus the Palace Guard. He's just fallen off his horse. Okay, so you can see the Romans are fairly strong in the centre. The Romans are also doing well on this flank because they had more cavalry on this flank. I think they had more units than the Cataphracts, so they're winning on that side. In terms of on the left side, the Romans are in trouble because the had to pull the cavalry in, and now that the rest of the line is developing, the Romans pull their cavalry out here. You can see all the cavalry coming out just because these are all spear units, so there's nothing that the Romans can do in terms of charging straight into them. They just need to pull the cavalry out and live to fight another day, help later on in the battle. So the general think about going in. These Palace Guard. Yellow now, so it's a bit laggy. I think I'm operating at the sort of highest number of units without breaking the computer, but I think there might still be some settings I can change. Obviously over here the Romans are still using the cavalry to sort of leverage the advantage, which will be useful for the rest of the fight, but there's very few in terms of the Palmyra units over here. In the centre it's still fairly even. Palmyrians look like they have more units, but a lot of them are arch units as opposed to the legionaries. And then on this hand, on the left flank, the Romans have pulled out their cavalry in totality there, and left the legionaries to do the work for now. See some charges through the centre there from the general, inspiring the troops. Cataphracts coming in. So over here we've still got a big block of units, Roman troops that are holding steady, and over here the Roman cavalry is just readying itself for another assault. See another flank. Follow this unit round. Here we go with a fairly big charge in the centre. Spear unit Takes pretty heavy losses from that. As we see, the rest of the cavalry swing around here to deal with the archers who have been hiding behind the front line, but now they have nowhere to hide. And over here the Romans are just readying for another assault. So the battle is sort of descending into chaos now. The Romans have won on the right flank. The Palmyrans are still strong in the centre, holding strong between the legionaries and the palace guard. And the Romans are also pulling their cavalry around to see what they can do around the back. And these Romans are starting to look fairly outnumbered on this side. What else is going on here? So the cavalry again on the right flank is getting ready to charge. Oh, no, they thought about it. Not a great charge from them. You can see now that the Romans are now one on this flank and they're starting to pull across. You charge here. Cataphracts. Beginning to hit enemy lines. So all the Romans on the Roman right flank are now pulling across to go and help against the centre, which for Palmyrans are still holding strong. But there's still some artifact units. Be them encircled. Cataracts do have better stats than the Equites and Mote, but the Scutaria are fairly strong. Right, there's still some. Them withdrawn. Okay, so the Roman cavalry is able to sort of consolidate the gains over on this side, and there's still obviously a huge contingent of Palmyra forces here. In the centre, the Romans are still doing okay. On this side, they are largely encircled, I think. Now you can see the kind of bulk of the Roman forces getting ready to move over. Now the Roman forces have joined up against this Palmyrian legionaries. There comes the cavalry charge. It's the back of the legionaries, which will spell disaster for them. And that's them routed pretty much instantly, as you see a few more cavalry units getting ready to charge. As all the Roman forces now converge on these legionaries. As they start to rout as they're encircled. And we've got another charge coming in here. Is that a charge? Wait. Yeah, you can see now basically encircled. There we go. It's the charge. It's the end of those legionaries. And now there's just one fairly healthy contingent of Palmyrians left to deal with. Over here. They're now starting to rout as more of the Romans come over. And that's about it. So there's the mass rout, and that is effectively the end of the battle. So I think what actually happened in regards to the battle is that the Romans lost the cavalry battle to the cataphracts, and then they did win the infantry side, but they had to detach part of the infantry to deal with the Palmyrian cavalry, and then the Romans did emerge victorious in the end. But I can't control what the AI does, so this was essentially as close as I could get, but it's a slightly new video for the channel, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and comment, and also leave some feedback if you didn't enjoy it, and also feedback. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.